take the vows. To Olympus. Hold on, everyone.
You've seen it now firsthand. Our great mountain is perpetually besieged, and we've not had a moment's peace of late. Yet this trial only makes us stronger as a family.
Grateful, grateful, grateful. Can't quite see the docks from here. Rival's empty. Queen Hera.
First Kronos and now Prometheus are back to haunt us, all because we've failed to get rid of them back when we had a chance. Who next, I wonder? You witches rarely need to come up with a means to dispense with the mortals for good.
The sacred bond. Pylon sighted. Next. One less pylon. Think I'm finished here. Okay. The seeing eye bats have returned.
A barricade bars passage to the docks beyond the city square, leaving the denizens of the city of Ephyra confined to their ruinous environs.
We'll get through, even if it takes every shade in this city. You'll be out in no time, Shades.
seem entirely yourself. Upon the surface here, that is. I thought you couldn't tolerate this place, yet here you are, strutting across the war-torn land as though it's yours by right.
Excellent. Just a couple of these left. In the name of Hades. In we go. Got them, Phrenos.
Remember how I said that we don't ever fight with one another on Olympus, little niece? Well, that might have been a slight exaggeration on my part, but I stand with Hera on this one. We think your efforts are best spent up here.
Of the dead. My claim. I draw you down, O moon. Lend me your light.
Long have I been the Eye of Night, watching you grow and train in secrecy, knowing that upon some evening such as this, we Silver Sisters would make our stand. Shall we go? Wolf Howl.
All right, fish. Come on out. It's a seal. I'll show myself out. At last. Yes, my lord, I spoke the oath, if that is what you mean. Thus in shadow I serve, and to shadow I'll return ere comes the light of dawn.
Trusty Heron reached you after all, and just in time to face the gravest threats along your path. So may my blessing bring you victory.
Nobody took your eye before, as well as your sheep. How did you lose them then?
Nobody played a dirty trick on me as Al. Plus the sailors thought they could get away with my sheep. So I ate a couple of them. The sailors, that is. But nobody got me when I wasn't looking. Then he got away.
And you've sought vengeance on this nobody ever since?
Oh, not me personally. Someday somebody's gonna get nobody for what he did. So I am gonna get you right here and now. I'll flatten you. I'll find you. Pretty good. You gotta meet some of the guys.
Lights out.
Be up in a minute.
The purse. Locked. This way. Just a little night sea journey. What's to fear? This ship's no closer to repair. I got you something. If this treat is to your liking, then it means we share a bond. We do. Your name is Tula, isn't it? Let us protect each other from now on. Meet me in the training grounds. To upset this time. The hunt begins. Mine. I caught a shrimp.
a sudden flash, and thus the catch is made.
Grateful.
Strictly speaking, niece, you chose correctly in deferring to my brother Zeus, but I must still save face.
I'm sorry, Uncle Poseidon. He's angry with me now. No shells.
Oh, this little fishy can bite back. Perhaps I shouldn't be rewarding you for this, but I just cannot help myself.
Before the land was split, mortals would gather and create competitions for the glory of the gods. But now the gods themselves appear to fight over the few remaining scraps.
There's still enough for all of us, I think. This is private property. They're gone. I'll run this blasted ship aground. You're sunk, Yargonaut. In the name of Hades. My strength reborn. Sailing on. Calm that shade down, Phrenos. Be at peace.
Peace for the dead.
Too long.
Icarus! Nicely done. You can fly wherever you want now, but I'm glad you didn't go so far I couldn't catch up. Here, in light of your godlike wings, a little gift.
Oh, come on. Just because I've been flying around near Olympus doesn't mean I get to feast like I'm from there. But maybe with your permission, eh? You know what? I've got something for you too.
Is this one of your inventions? Amazing. Thank you.
I saw huge plumes of fire shooting from the summit of Olympus recently. Thought the whole mountain was erupting. But on closer inspection, it was you, fighting someone. And then some deranged eagle chased me off.
That was Prometheus the Titan and his pet. He's turned against the gods and is personally leading the siege of Olympus. Claims to know the future and to fight for mortal kind, using the flames he stole from my family.
I didn't realize he'd broken free. What do mortals have to do with this whole feud with Kronos, anyhow? I thought all he wanted was his vengeance. Probably Prometheus as well. Let me know how it goes. Till next time.
Known Heck a while, and don't envy either one of you. She couldn't just send you off to deal with Gramps before you were ready. You must have hated having to wait. I know I do.
Knucklebone. Gust of wind and spray.
Evening, little pigs.
Piggies, look who's back.
Be well, madam.
You too. What has the world come to, little miss? Oh, living on my little isle, I must have been the last to learn calamity had spread all from the heavens to beneath the earth.
And Kronos is responsible for all of it. Time apparently wishes to ruin everything eventually, though we are not about to let him have his way. We'll drive his forces from Olympus and unseat him from my father's throne.
Oh, we immortals and our warring ways. What example do we set for mortal kind? But I know certain battles must be fought, and I remain committed to Our Lady Hecate and you. That is your will.
Ooh. Good seeing you again. Bearing set.
Choose your path.
The path across the sky. Olympus, I accept this message.
give you something else for what you did to me last time.
The outcome of our prior meeting was the direct result of your provocation and hostility. Tonight may go even worse.
Wait, you're telling me our choices have consequences? Come on, don't be so gullible. Anyway, I'm gonna open fire now. Heads up. Reload. Reload already. Nuh-uh. All right, fine. What did you just do? Got plenty more. I'll be right with you. Why does this always happen to me?
Remember that. Oh,
The embodiment of strife has vanished, yet her influence remains, as earth and sea alike remain embroiled in a cataclysmic conflict she is keen to endlessly perpetuate.
Eris must be having the time of her life. That's that. That's not your property. Get shocked. Just have to get from here to all the way up there. Sky Dragons. skull gleams anew. All right.
Try as I might to consider each possibility, partaking of nectar in the midst of this conflict that we're in is quite unthinkable. Still, it's something to look forward to.
If it's something to look forward to, then it's a greater gift than I thought. The idea of a sip of nectar while at peace, it does sound good. Glory to Olympus.
We know the way. Even if you're thwarted by the Titan Prometheus, it is a benefit to our war effort. For if he's having to confront you, then he's unable to cause his mayhem elsewhere.
That is of little consolation to me, Lady Athena. This is not his first crime against Olympus and our family. Thus, his punishment is to be even more severe.
Do not concern yourself with that. His prior punishment inspired this still greater transgression, rather than remorse for his past deeds. For the moment, our strategy merely requires that he not stand in our way. I concur. Our family's counting on us.
Gold pikes. Taking this back. Now to the matter at hand. For you.
strangest life.
No escape. I've got a crystal. Out of shells. In the name of Hades. Got it.
A brief word. You've come specifically for me tonight, haven't you? Some barbarous assignment, perhaps, from dark gods far older and greater. Well, here I am.
And how could you possibly know? I've said nothing of the sort, Titan. Nor shall I.
Not this eve, you won't, but later. It shall slip your mind that we had this discussion earlier, and you shall tell me more. For now, come fight me for the glory of your kind.
Visions of flame.
Incinerate. only do my part.
Silence. Save your troubles for your master Kronos.
It's not my troubles that I mean to save, Agent of Change. You God. I hate you all.
He's gone.
No trace remains now of the Titan of Foresight, or his eagle companion, save for a single feather left behind, as if to goad the princess on toward greater heights.
Just no more eagles, please. The summit's just ahead. This storm. What happened here? What are these things? Not a chance. All these monstrosities. Oh no. With Seleni's grace. good. That's a tail. Return to Shadow now. Olympus, no. We made it back here safe and sound, didn't we, Phrenos? Are you growing more motivated to find your family, or merely growing more despondent? See you all again in a few nights.
Rise again.
I try not to listen to what the shades out there are warbling about, but they make it sound like lately you've been through some pretty hairy times.
It's hard to know exactly what they're referring to, but I've managed to reach Mount Olympus for one thing. Never thought I'd see it. The fighting there is very fierce.
Olympus, where the other members of your family have all been hanging out. What are they fighting over now?
Their reign over the heavens and the earth, and the continued existence of their home.
Oh, that's nothing new.
Say, Dora, would you mind accompanying me over to the baths? I'd hate to think they aren't haunted.
Do I want to float aimlessly in some near boiling water? Do I ever? What are we waiting for? Yeah, this is the life. Wonder if I was ever shy about this kind of stuff.
You still can sense something of the water's warmth, can't you, Dora?
Well, I can see all the steam rising, which I associate with warmth, so I guess it kind of tricks me into thinking warm thoughts.
That doesn't sound so bad. Though you do remember what warmth was like then, from your mortal days?
Not really, no. I guess I've just heard so much about it. It's like I've experienced it myself.
Oh.
Well, that was basically like floating around in your tent, though I appreciate it nonetheless.
I shall return!
Another prophecy. Eris outright attacked me, just as I was approaching Mount Olympus. Who gave her the adamant rail anyway? A weapon once used to slay titans, turned against the gods.
The rail has turned against the gods before. Only the Fates know its true and final purpose. But Eris has it by their own decree. Perhaps as a plaything to keep her occupied.
To keep me occupied, apparently. Makes me wonder if the Fates want Kronos stopped or not. Did you and Eris ever fight like this?
Oh yes, much as I tried to avoid it.
Oh, babe!
Ugh. Is this what you want, Eris? To have our aimless clashes, only then to sneer at one another here again and again? Such a worthy cause.
Who are you to say what makes a worthy cause? 'Cause yeah, I happen to be quite alright with everything. It's genuinely been a real blast.
You're unbelievable.
Thanks, Trouble.
Recovered.
Headmistress, I saw Icarus up there during my voyage toward Olympus. He flies free, but fights for us still, doing what he can to disrupt the Titan's legions.
And? You need not make attempts to endear him to me. My judgment of one's character need not affect your own.
Sometimes I worry you think he abandoned us during a time of need, and wasn't a good influence on me.
You need not speculate about my thoughts. The follies of young Icarus are positively mild in comparison to most. I harbor no ill will toward him. He'd not be flying if I did.
Is he still welcome here, at least?
If that is both your wish and his.
As we improve ourselves, so does our craft. Hear me, Selene, if you so desire. Aid me in finding that which I require.
Will is done.
Nightmare on offer. I'll take the special. Could use this. Death to Kronos. All grown up. The Arcana. I finally understand. I never realized. Wisdom of the past. Don't have enough just yet.
That well-worn storage case by now contains tokens of gratitude from many gods and more. A perpetual reminder that the Princess of the Dead shall never fight alone.
You're always with me. There's a good girl. Come on, Tula.
We got a shade come all the way from Mount Olympus here. I look like a scratching post to you?
You made it from Olympus all this way.
My disciples and I all salute you on account of having made it up to the big mountain, young one. Back when we drew breath, we could only dream of those hallowed heights.
I appreciate the encouragement, Commander, but I've got a bit of a climb still. The legions of Kronos are there in droves, and the mountain's defenses can't tell us apart.
Surely you jest. The mechanical marvels wrought by the gods themselves turned their deadly appendages on you? When you went all that way to help them out?
Basically, yes.
Ah, that's too bad. I almost budged.
You.
fear spreads.
We always get back up.